Ok. Buonasera.
Buonasera.
So this is the official beginning of the meeting, given that we just started recording. So today is Tuesday, March 29th, 2022. And welcome to Genealogy, Omaha, Carlentini, and beyond. And Eleonora, if you want to welcome in Italian, that would be nice.
Oh, Gaetano speaks perfectly English, so far so good. I don't have to translate.
Oh, okay.
If we will have other people coming from Carlentini, obviously I will go in Italian, of course, as always. So Gaetano, as I was mentioning, nice to meet you. Piacere. Are you unmuted?
Yeah, just try talking and we'll see if we can hear you.
Ciao Silvana.
Ciao ragazzi.
Buonasera.
Ciao Silvana.
Ciao. Sono tornata dalla chiesa appena da 5 minuti.
Right
Abbiamo fatto
on
proprio
time.
tanto.
She
Stasera
came
di
back
nuovo,
from the
proprio
church
tanto.
5 minutes ago. Come stanno andando i preparativi della Pasqua?
Bene, bene, Padre Siena è contento, stasera era già con noi.
Ah,
Stiamo
ok.
trovando i salmi della notte di Pasqua.
Preparations for Easter.
I 7 salmi, 7 salmi.
So
Che
that's,
faremo il sabato notte.
so I will be sleeping on a plane on Easter Sunday.
Aren't you so excited? I'm excited for you.
Gaetano, ci sei riuscito ad aprire il microfono? Let's see. We don't hear you. Vabbè, nel frattempo che tu ci puoi ascoltare, in the meanwhile, seeing that you can listen to us, we can introduce
C'è qualcuno che
ourselves
non
shortly.
conosco stasera?
Sì, abbiamo Gaetano Iacono, che è un ragazzo che ho conosciuto per caso perché ho conosciuto la mamma una sera in ospedale, mi pare che l'avevo condivisa sta cosa, e lui lavora come traduttore ufficiale per questa agenzia qui a Ragusa che si occupa di far ottenere alle persone la doppia cittadinanza.
Ah, quindi è di Ragusa, non è di Carlentini.
Sì, no.
Nick, I was going to show you, I just received my 110-page book that I made.
Oh, so beautiful.
The book is just turned out wonderful.
Wow.
Can you show him the cover?
I'll show you this was the first page. I'm on my iPad because I can't get but I started out with the symbol. I did all the names, the surnames, and I found what they meant.
You don't shake it so I can take some pictures, some screenshots.
Well, what picture do you want to do the front of it?
Sì, a little bit farther. Okay. So nice. Yes.
Oh, pretty. Hai visto Eleonora che c'è scritto Carlentini Termini Merese?
Sì, perché lei ha origini da entrambi i posti.
Sì, ma perché i primi immigrati erano di tutti e due paesi.
My grandfather, this was like his birth history about him. Here's Savania, here's my relatives, in Carlentini, Marinella, Giancarlo.
That you met in Rome, I think. Did you meet them in Rome, if I'm not wrong?
Yes, you're right. I was in Rome, and Marinella came to visit us with her husband because Giancarlo is a lawyer there.
Marinella Gaetano e suo marito Bonfiglio, Giovanni Bonfiglio. Che io conosco.
Ma che bello! Ma brava, su! Brava!
Ma chi l'ha fatto questo libro?
This is a house in Omaha where they lived.
Questa è la casa a Omaha dove loro vivono. Silvana, she's asking who is your editor?
I use Shutterfly.
What is it?
Shutterfly.
Shutterfly?
Right. Yeah. I was gonna see what else. My dad was when he was in World War II, he made a diary. So I got the diary and I put pages, I copied off. I mean, I've been working on this for 10 years.
It's
It
incredible.
shows. It's so pretty. It's so nice.
I was gonna,
It's fantastic.
I mean, this was my grandfather in World War I. I was able to find all kinds of information. I put in, here was 6 generations, my great grandmother, my dad, me, my son, and his daughter, and that. And Dean, you'll like the next page. Dean sent me this page and that, so I was glad to be able to put that in. You know, I interviewed, sorry, but I can't get my laptop and I'll just show you the end. We had a reunion in 2013 in Omaha, so I put in all kinds of pictures. I interviewed my Uncle Fred. We asked him all kinds of questions, so I have 2 pages about that. And the last page was my current family picture, all about why I wrote the book, and then my DNA and that. So when it just arrived, my husband says, "Oh, do you want to look at it?" I go, "Oh God, no, I've looked at it so much, I don't even want to see it." But I thought, well, I would just open it, and show it to you and that. But it was a labor of love and years. But I was very happy with the way it turned out. I did it just so my kids would have an idea about their heritage and their ancestors. So,
do you have siblings you're going to give it to, all, or just your kids and grandkids?
I just my children. I made a book maybe 6 years ago that I was just trying out that wasn't as nice. So I made one for each one of my kids, never even opened it and put their names on it. But now I have accumulated so much more information and things that I was looking for. I thought, I'm just going to make this. So like every 3 or 5 years, I'm going to make a new one and incorporate new things, but you're only limited in Shutterfly. I wasn't really crazy about Shutterfly, but since I had started with them, I was kind of stuck there. I mean, a lot of people told me I should have tried something else because it was very hard with the pictures. I'm kind of type A and I like them all to match up, and it's hard to do because I called them and asked them for help, and they're like, yeah, you really are on your own. So it was what it was, but I wanted to do a lot of stories and pass down information that I knew so that they would have a better understanding.
Recipes.
Eleonora, devi chiedere a
Silvana.
Susan.
Sì, te l'ho
Devi
tradotto
chiedere-
tutto.
Sì.
I forgot. Allora, lei diceva che ha fatto questo libro e che praticamente ogni 5 anni lo rifarà aggiungendo foto
ecco.
nuove,
Questo
tutte le novità
non ho
della
capito 5
famiglia.
anni, il resto non l'ho capito.
Ok, Silvana understood 5 years, each 5 years, and then all the rest I understood nothing. She said, but it's fine, I am more or less. E quindi diceva questo. Welcome to the club, Sue, long life journey.
Oh, yes, exactly. Well, good memories.
Sì, è vero. Beautiful memories.
Gaetano, try talking and we'll see if we can hear you.
Do you hear me?
Yes!
Sì.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Buonasera.
Eleonora,
Allora, Eleonora,
posso?
io volevo... Sì, prego.
Sì.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm Gaetano Iacono. It is a pleasure to be here with you tonight. As Eleonora has already explained, I've been working since July of last year for an agency that deals with citizenship. It's called Rosso Passaporto in Ragusa. Our customers are mainly Brazilians, so my job as a translator mainly involves translation from Brazilian Portuguese to Italian. But in this period, I only had one opportunity to translate the American documents of a lady who in this moment is already Italian. So my job of translator, after a first translation, follow a revision of the documents if there is something to fix.
I can give. Isn't that funny? Look.
After that, I print the Italian translation to be attached to the document in the original language, and a translation report that is signed and stamped by a court official. So after that, I bring the translations to this official, and then we proceed with the delivery of the aforementioned documents to the municipality for the initiation of the practice of Italian citizenship.
Gaetano, sorry, I don't want to stop you, but even yes. I'm doing it. If you can shortly translate for Silvana in Italian, because she doesn't.
Sì, capito abbastanza quello che ha detto. Sì,
nice.
Sì, che lui fa le traduzioni,
so Nick,
per la cittadinanza, questo ho capito.
Perfetto. While Nick is asking if you can put the name of your company. Obviously, yes. If we wanted to deal with this company, I will say that you will contact Gaetano directly, because let's say that his boss, she's not the nicest woman in the world. So this is our confidence. So he was like, So they are getting to, I mean, I'm very open and courageous, Gaetano. So I want you to be part of this thing eventually, and seeing that you work already in an agency, maybe one day, who knows, maybe we can open another one just for Americans, seeing that your boss, she's Brazilian, so she has obviously more connection with her country. And I understand, obviously.
Yeah. The problem is my boss can think that I steal her job. For this, I will intermediate between you and her. And
you just tell us what you prefer to do. If you wanted to work with some of us, or if you wanted to put in contact your company with the people, and then the people, they will deal with your company. It's up to you. For us, as long as we obtain the goals, it's fine.
Okay. So, so I bring this translation to this official, and then we proceed with the delivery of the documents to the municipality for the initiation of the practice of Italian citizenship. So basically, this is my job. In addition to this, I also take care of accompanying the client for the issuance of the Italian passport once all the citizenship procedure has been completed. So this is in summary my job. The translation for Silvana, quindi io vado dal funzionario pubblico, lui provvede a firmare e a porre un timbro che giura le mie traduzioni. Inoltre, oltre a questo lavoro di traduzione, mi occupo di accompagnare il cliente o la persona se, dopo che è finita la pratica di cittadinanza, all'emissione del passaporto, che è un diritto di una persona che diventa italiana dopo che ottiene la carta d'identità.
È il doppio passaporto, quindi italiano e americano.
Esatto.
Steve, he made a question. Is this a translation opportunity only for Sicily, or would it also include opportunities for places in Italy? So, for example, if some of us has origins in Campania or Puglia, your
e quel company, signore, ti ricordi? Arquata del Tronto.
Arquata del Tronto in the north of Italy. Is your company able to help people who are in America with the origins in Italy that are not Sicily, not Ragusa?
Yes, it is possible because, as I said, we had this customer from, I don't remember, probably Wyoming. Her grandfather was from, I guess, Napoli. So we, my colleagues made the calls to the municipality of Napoli to obtain all the documents for his grandfather. All we need to get the citizenship. So it's not a problem because we have some expert. My boss as well does this job to make contact with the municipality via phone or emails. So we have the chance to reach all Italy from north to south.
Sai che cosa è capitato a me? Che c'è stato uno di questi signori con cui ci vediamo che aveva gli antenati che erano nati ad Arquata del Tronto, nelle Marche.
Sì.
E allora non aveva mai ricevuto risposta. Io ho fatto una telefonata all'ufficio dello Stato civile, anzi sono stati gentili, mi hanno risposto. Però mi dicevano che loro, ai tempi, perché era una cosa molto antica, prima del 1861, la città che cercava lui apparteneva allo Stato Pontificio. Per cui forse, sai, fino a Napoli, fino a dove c'era il regno delle due Sicilie, ancora gli archivi si trovano abbastanza facilmente, ma forse superando quella parte lì si va poi nello Stato Pontificio, insomma ci sono altre
Sì, le
situazioni.
Marche nel passato, certo, era stato pontificio tutto il centro Italia.
Però se la vostra associazione prende tutta l'Italia, penso ci saranno poi gli archivi unificati ormai dopo l'unità d'Italia, presumo. Poi non lo so.
Il discorso è noi abbiamo a che fare.
In English,
Okay.
So Silvana, she was mainly saying that Arquato del Tronto, being in the Marche, she had a lot of difficulties because the documents before the 1860, before unification of Italy, they belong to the Vatican State. So it's hard to get those documents maybe for this region called Marche, M-A-R-C-H-E, that is quite in the center of Italy. Sorry, Gaetano, otherwise we lose pieces.
Yes, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying we have some clients which grandfathers are from cities so small, like 100 people in these days. So sometimes it happens that the certificates are not in the municipality, but are in the churches. So we have to reach churches, call them, and try to understand if they have kept these church certificates.
Certo, nelle chiese si trovano le cose, effettivamente è vero. È vero, perché c'è il mio prete là che non vuole che si tocca nulla perché si rovina l'archivio. Ora quando verrà Nick e Carlentini glielo porterò, gli farò conoscere Padre Siena. Vediamo se possiamo.
Nick, Silvana, she wants to introduce you to Padre Siena, who doesn't want us to put even a finger on the archive. So you can say, can I move a little bit of dust? And he will say, no. Manco per spostare la polvere, Silvana.
Tu pensa che stasera noi abbiamo finito verso le 8:20, già lui fremeva perché doveva chiudere la chiesa, ci dovevamo andare.
Fuori? Sì. Ok. So, do you have questions for Gaetano?
In the dust.
Yeah, I got some questions.
Vai, Nick.
So, hello, Nick Jabalisco here. I kind of help people on this side of the fence, especially in Omaha, get dual citizenship and help them through the process and whatnot. So in addition to translations, will your company procure documents, the certificates as well, if we need them?
Yes, that's that's not my job, but my colleagues will do that. Yeah.
Gotcha. That, and then is when you were talking about your translations, you seem to be talking about like specific ones that are certified by the Court of Rome.
Yes, birth certificates, wedding certificates, and death certificates. Yes, we have to have complete. How can I say it?
Portrait,
yes, of the all the family. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So basically is this: we gotta reach the first Italian who traveled from Italy, and then till the last person who born in the family. If for example, if you have I don't know, a son of 10 years old, and if he wants to become Italian, he can do that, but we need also his certificate of birth, for example. You understand?
Yes. Yeah, I got how the is. I was wondering on the price of your translations. Is it can you offer both a certified translation rate and a non-certified translation rate, where I don't necessarily need them certified by a court in Italy, I just need the translations from English to Italian?
Okay, I have never done that. So because my boss offers a complete package where it is included the process of citizenship, translation, rent, because our clients stays here in Ragusa. So they have a complete package, a complete price of all that. Personally, we can, if I have to, for example, make translations for you, we can reach an agreement of I don't know. I cannot make a price right now, but
sure,
I can do that.
Yeah. So the main thing on my side that I pay people for right now is when I try to get the certificates, the birth certificates and whatever from their great grandparents that were born in Italy, I'll email the Comune or the Stato Civile, and they'll either not respond or I'll get them fairly quickly. But if they don't respond, I hire a guy usually, and he'll go get them for me, and then I'll have to get all of their American documents translated into Italian. But if they go through the consulate here in America, they don't have to be certified. They don't. So I usually just go out on the internet on an app and I find someone that'll translate them. They do them typically in the $15 per document range, US dollar, and per document. And then if they need certified by the Court of Rome, I have some clients that need that. Those are more like 50 or 60 bucks per document dollars. So it's kind of I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the people that come live there for 3 months and get the whole package that way. But
that's what I was trying to write to everybody, giving an answer even to Deborah, who wrote if Gaetano can translate from English to Italian and vice versa. I think we can use the email that Nick Cimino just shared with everybody. That's the email of Gaetano. And we can send him our personal request. So Gaetano can talk with his boss, and then he will give you an answer about how much is gonna be for what you asked for, seeing that you are not staying here. Maybe the prices, they will change a lot, so considering that there is one of the three big, let's say, products that they are offering missing. So at that point, you can find a compromise to see how much is gonna be. But I think that this, finally, this agency can be very, very helpful. And I would like to ask to Gaetano how many employees you are, and if you are able to live with this kind of job, because this could be a dream, for example, for Carlentini to have a company like that, because it will mean having people renting houses in the village. It will mean
possiamo fare una filiale a Carlentini, forse.
Yeah,
forse.
Maybe very nice, and pay people and young people who are still forced to leave. Gaetano, how many employees are you, if I can ask?
Yes, in this moment we are 5 people. There is me for the translations. There is my colleague for the economic and the contractual stuff. The other colleagues who is in charge for all the stuff I said, for municipality, comune, for contacting all the, yes, exactly. The most difficult part, yes.
Yeah, it's a job, but that's definitely the tough part. We say like this in dialect. You know what does it mean? Someone is laughing, somebody is not. Silvana, cosa vuol dire questo? Che palle, no? So annoying, so annoying.
Senti Eleonora, però noi a Carlentini questa associazione la potremmo fare, perché guarda, c'è Rino Di Mauro che ci potrebbe aiutare da quel punto di vista. In chiesa a Padre Siena giriamo un coppiligno.
No, ma d'altra parte volevo fare vedere poi dopo a Gaetano a quanti documenti noi abbiamo accesso, perché giustamente è sempre un condividere, no? In inglese noi diciamo questo bellissimo proverbio, Silvana, che dice così: sharing is caring, che vuol dire condividere, vuol dire prendersi cura, quindi avere cura, avere cura della gente. Quindi quando tu condividi qualcosa che sai, non soltanto condividere il cibo, ma condividere tutto e prendersi cura. Quindi dall'altra parte noi come associazione, tanto per noi siamo un bel gruppo. Volevo poi fare vedere a Gaetano in seguito come Nick e Jim e Dean lavorano in maniera simultanea nel fare appunto le ricerche genealogiche. Nick Gibilisco, che anche fa anche lui con i suoi contatti, dà un grande aiuto a ottenere quindi la doppia cittadinanza, quindi credo che sia un bel modo anche per Gaetano per imparare cose nuove stasera. When I asked Gaetano to come in our meeting and to share his job, his experience, his thoughts about this topic, obviously I immediately thanked him, telling him we will learn a lot from you. But what we can share with you is the experience and the way we can obtain information online when Nick and Jim and Dean, you work simultaneously to find information. So, and then he said, okay, maybe I will stay longer because I would like to learn this part too, because I'm not aware about what's going on online. So I would like to say, if we have more questions, we keep going with the questions with Gaetano. And then at one point, it's in Latin, we used to say, do ut des, you give and you take. So caring is sharing. Oh no, sharing is caring. So we will share our knowledge as well.
can I ask, I just want to clarify that even though Gaetano is not officially handle the translations from America to from English to Italian, we are still going to have him be our point of contact, and he will address any of our concerns with his superiors in terms of getting us our translation and costs. Is that correct? Okay, that's just I just wanted to clarify that.
So Gaetano, is it correct? Can you work with the Americans? Can you talk with your boss and help?
Okay, so as I said at the beginning, we had this last period only one lady from the States. She came here in Ragusa, and I made translations of her documents. She lived here for I think 4 months. Then she came back in the States. But yes, so basically, if I understood the question, Eleonora, lei voleva sapere se
può prenderti in considerazione come punto di riferimento per delle traduzioni in inglese e come punto di riferimento per parlare con il tuo capo per poter ottenere il disbrigo pratiche. Possono considerarti un punto di riferimento?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. I will talk to her about these opportunities Eleonora is bringing to us. So it's not a problem. As I said, we made the citizenship for this lady from Wyoming, so we can do that. Yeah.
You have already one experience that has been successful, right?
Yes. In 4 months, we made all a private thing of her. She bought a house in Ragusa, so she really liked that.
This is the second part. People would like to buy houses in Carlentini that are cheaper than Ragusa, quite cheaper, but Ragusa it's a big city, so it's a different situation. So this will bring value. It will bring value to our association. It will bring value to your company, Gaetano. It will bring value to every single person here who wants to obtain this goal. And so far we have having a lot of we have had a lot of difficulties because we volunteer. So sometimes I can go, sometimes Silvana can go, but it's different. They have already tried to pay something, but then in the city hall in Carlentini, they said, we don't accept money, we don't want money. So this was one of my biggest, let's say, questions in my head. How do you say when you are working the wall and the wall makes a lot of, and then you have to make the thread back again, being la spurigare sta matassa, non mi viene.
You ran into the brick wall, couldn't
break. Yeah, so find a solution to this situation, because we have so many people and we are increasing, and if it will work, it could be such an amazing possibility for the following generation. Nick Giblisco, for example, he has already obtained his dual citizenship, and thanks to his personal experience, today he can help other people. He has kids, so one day this Italian citizenship will be passed to them, or maybe they are already Italian. They can come here, they can study. Universities are so excellent and cheap here. So if a lot of people, our people, they left 150 years ago, and there are still those ties, those bonds still nowadays. There is a reason why, and in the future, it will be always like this. We will be always related.
And something else I would like to present, I've not been to Sicily yet, okay? I go in August, and I am a retired individual, and the tax laws in the United States of America require that at the age of 72, I must diversify what I have in my holdings with regard to an IRA or a retirement plan, which gives me, I would like to purchase property in Carlentini, but I don't want to purchase it right now because I haven't even visited there yet. But my goal would be to obtain it once I see Carlentini, to obtain citizenship and to be on the lookout for a reasonable piece of property that I would buy before I reach the age of 72.
I see. Are both beautiful goals, and as always, as tourist guide on one hand, as a citizen of Carlentino on the other hand, as Eleonora, your friend, I will do my best to help you under this point of view.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Well, I have a quick question. You talked about the dual citizenship passing down. Does it automatically pass down to your children? If you obtain dual citizenship, will it
Minors,
automatically pass down to your children?
minors.
Oh, minor children, not adult children.
Adults have to go through the same process that whatever process that you went, adults have to go through the same exact process.
Okay.
If they're still minors while you are recognized, you can just mail their birth certificate and apostille and translation to your local consulate or to the comune if you're living in Italy.
Based on age 21.
Thank you.
I think their legal age is 18, isn't it, Eleonora?
I'm sorry, my cat was crying. I was trying to call her. Did you ask me something?
What is the legal age of an adult in Italy right now?
18.
18. So same here.
Okay.
But
I
like
thought it was 21.
When I went through the process at the consulate in Chicago, I just filed my kids' birth certificates right then and there at my appointment because they're still minors. But if you had adult children, they would have to have their own appointment at the consulate and go through the entire process themselves. So did you
pay like a small tax? It's a process. It's something like I don't know if it was $100 or maybe less. So you need just to extend yours, and that's it, isn't it?
No, I didn't even have to. It was my 300 euro fee for my citizenship appointment at the consulate, and then there was no charge to add my children.
Okay. So it was basically for free. That's good.
Yep.
Okay.
But Nick, if I would go through, because I have both minor and adult children, if I would obtain it and I have to do the 1948 case, could my adult children now just go to the consulate?
Once you're recognized?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
You have to include your adult children and any minor children that are going to be adults within the next, because you don't know when your court date's going to be. You don't know how long that process is going to be. So if you have a minor child that's going to borderline be an adult, include them in the court case, and your children have to be included. The only thing it would be, once you're recognized, if you had another kid, that one could be recognized. But if you have adult children, they have to be included in your court case.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So Gaetano, I had two things for you there. One, if you're going to take this back to your boss and provide kind of like try to get you guys into the game of kind of a la carte services, where if I need you for certificates, that could be a price. If I need you for translations, that could be another price, kind of thing. Like, I'm sitting on probably 100 translations, 85 translations that I need done right now.
Okay.
And that's just currently, because I have about seven clients right now. So
Okay.
and some of them are the ones that need the certified translations because they're going through the court of Rome, because they have a female born before 1948. And some of them are just going through the consulates here in America, where they don't need the certified translations. They just need a quick rundown of what's on the document. So, and you know, fingers crossed that will continue to grow, and I'll get more clients and need more help. So just something to bring back to your boss is there's a huge demand in America, and especially on the a la carte services, possibly not so much on the, hey, we're going to move there for 3 months and get residency and do that process. But if you guys got into the game of helping people basically do what I do, you know, and get into the game there and help people along their process, along their journey, I think that's a huge market for you. 2, I would, if you're not already, have your boss or whoever get listed on the dual U.S. Italian citizenship Facebook page, and get listed as a service provider there. So when I became part of that group and I was like learning how to go through the process and get my own citizenship, I was like member number 7,500. And now there's over 40,000 members in that group within the last 3 years. So that could be a good.
What's the name of this group again, Nick?
Dual U.S. Italian citizenship.
Can you put it in the little chat thing for us?
Yep.
Thank you.
It's kind of how they're a great group, and it's basically for a bunch of people doing dual citizenship that want to DIY. That's it.
Okay,
That's
so
it.
you can recognize it because there is this flag on the top of the American and the Italian flag together. Yeah,
So-
now it's a 36.0K.
Yeah, and I was number 7,500 like 3 years ago.
Oh my.
And so it's gone up quite a bit, and they have a section there that's for service providers, and you can be listed there as someone for hire to help them through the process. Because what I've found is that even though people would like to DIY this and do it yourself, and that is the site to do that. You can ask any questions or anything, and they'll help you along the way. But there's still people out there that don't want to do it, that don't want to put in the work, and they want to pay someone like me or like you and help them, guide them through the process. So it's a great site for people that want to DIY, and then you can list your company there as well.
Yeah, the reason why I would like to stay around this thing is to develop what I really like about my job, that is the tourism of the roots. We have already talked about that. Sì, Silvana, vuoi che ti traduco un po'?
Di quello che ha detto, sì, di quello che ha detto Nick.
Sì,
Ho capito che è
certo, mi rendo conto
però...
quando parlano loro un po' più. Allora, praticamente Nick diceva che c'è questo gruppo, e lo ha condiviso nella chat, che si occupa proprio di aiutare la gente nell'ottenere la doppia cittadinanza, che è proprio il gruppo che ha aiutato anche lui 3 anni fa quando si è iscritto. E giustamente Nick diceva: in questo momento io ho 85-100 traduzioni da fare. Se con Gaetano vogliamo collaborare con la tua agenzia, dice, ti dico soltanto che in questo gruppo, quando mi sono iscritto io 3 anni fa, eravamo 7.500 membri, oggi siamo 36.000 membri, quindi solo in 3 anni è triplicato, quadruplicato, quindi è un bel...
Ma guarda, se è un problema solo di traduzioni, Se è solo un problema di traduzione, penso che qua Erika e Giuliano lo possono aiutare. Solo per le traduzioni dall'inglese
Sì, ma
all'italiano.
non c'entra, Silvana, le traduzioni come
poi-
Gaetano devono essere autenticate da un pubblico ufficiale al
appunto, devono essere
tribunale.
poi autenticate, certo, questo è il
Cioè,
problema.
è
che ci
tutto un
vogliono
lavoro
traduzioni.
particolare che sicuramente quando poi, se la situazione cresce e incrementa, ovviamente se avrà bisogno di più traduttori, e in quel caso sarebbe formidabile anche per Erika, perché la figlia di Silvana ha vissuto in America per tanti anni, quindi è perfettamente bilingue. E abbiamo bisogno proprio di gente così, in questo momento, di giovani che vogliono rimanere in Sicilia. È tutto un modo per poter ovviamente
Appunto, si potrebbe
creare
fare
lavoro.
qualcosa del genere.
Certo, certo.
Si potrebbe fare qualcosa del genere.
Ora Gaetano, giusto per farti una breve storia, io ti ho raccontato la storia dell'associazione, molte delle persone qui presenti verranno ad agosto a Carlentini. Per la prima volta alcuni viaggeranno in Sicilia, passeremo anche dal Ragusano, partiremo da Palermo, verrà anche il sindaco di Omaha, quindi
Magari passo a trovare.
perché no, saresti il benvenuto. Quindi nel momento in cui si otterrà il riconoscimento di città gemelle, noi possiamo anche chiedere, avanzare richieste per fondi europei, per fare progetti grossi, centri culturali, per fare un museo. Quindi la base è mantenere, is to keep people in contact. So this is our main pillar. To create connections, to help people to find their families, their relatives. And thanks to that, we can build on this community that is growing and growing, all the other projects, translations, dual citizenship, the museum, the cultural center. And our goal, obviously, will be beautiful if people like Erika and Carlentini, there are so many who are able to speak in English, maybe because their parents, they work in the military base, NATO, the American base of Sigonella. I mean, we have always had contacts with the United States in our area, for example. All of us, they have immigrated over there. So me personally, I immigrated to New York and then I came back after 4 years. So I'm one of those who left and at one point has decided to come back. So this is a part of, is a story, is a common story that touches every one of us, and will be nice to help to create new jobs in this way. And Nick Gibilisco is right that this part is growing because embassies in the United States in the last years with the COVID, they are giving appointments sometimes in 5 years. They are making our lives more complicated rather than they are using this excuse to so people, they will never get out if we don't find the right ways to manage those documents and appointments. And now Nikki has more experience than me about this topic, but what I realize is that it's more difficult to keep and to obtain a dual citizenship staying in the United States sometimes rather than coming to Italy, living here, having a holiday that is like a dream, staying here for 4 months. I spent almost 4 months in France. Was not that amazing. So staying here is like a paradise in the winter time, in the summertime, anytime. So I think it's even an experience that this lady will remember forever. And then she
allora, Eleonora, dobbiamo dire a Nick Gibilisco di creare una succursale, una filiale di questa agenzia, associazione a Carlentini.
I will translate literally, Nick. So, Eleonora, we have to tell to Nick Gibilisco to create a satellite of this company in Carlentini.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Yes.
You have to talk with the Brazilian lady first.
Oh, yeah.
She will kill us. Is there mafia in Brazil?
So, can I ask
Not too much,
Gaetano
not
a
too much.
question? Gaetano, since we're a genealogy group, I want to know your biography. Where were you born? Tell me about your family. Where did you go to school? That kind of thing.
Ok.
Ora Nick lo furria come una guasetta, vai, vai.
Sì, ora ci fa tutta la genealogia della famiglia.
Fino a dove ricordo, perché poi da un certo punto non ricordo più.
Now I said, now Nick puts you upside down like a sock. Vai. That's how we say in dialects.
So I was born in Ragusa in 1994. My parents, my mother and my father are from Ragusa, but my
94? Ti un dico di mia figlia.
Eppure
Mia figlia del 93.
So my grandfather, the father of my mother, is from Noto, Siracusa. My grandmother is from Favara.
Agrigento.
Agrigento, yes. My grandfather, the father of my father, is from Ragusa. So, and my grandmother as well. So, this is basically my grandfather. I don't remember, honestly, but this is mainly my family. I studied here in Ragusa at university. I studied American English and Portuguese. Portuguese basically for curiosity. I don't know. I never, loved that country before the university. I mean, Portugal in these days are not so important, but I think in the 16th century, Portugal was a very, very important colonial state. I didn't know that, but Portuguese reached Japan, but Japanese beat them. So in these days in India, in the northern part, there is a region, I think it's called Goa. They still talk Portuguese.
Wow.
Yeah. And of course, Brazil.
And why did you choose American English rather than British English? Because in our university, when they don't know maybe this detail, when you study literature to become a teacher, as I did, as Gaetano, we attended the same university, but I attended it in Catania, and there is like a twinning university in Ragusa where we had to go if we wanted to learn even Oriental languages. So if we wanted to include Japanese, Chinese, and Arab, we have to go to Ragusa. When I was, because I was born in the 85, when I was at the university, we didn't have Ragusa at the time. So I had no choices. Yeah, I had to go to Catania. And in Gateano, we could choose between American English and British English, because obviously being a teacher, you have to study all the literature. And you can imagine all the literature from Chaucer as Shakespeare, and then American literature is completely another, it's a huge pillar. So that's why we separate them. So why, Gaetano, why did you choose American English rather than, usually everybody chooses the other one?
Yeah, I think you will laugh about this, but I really, really like country music. American country music. Yeah.
Take me on.
Esatto, John Denver, yes, it's one of them. Johnny Cash. Do you know Hank Williams?
Oh, I like it. Well said.
Awesome.
That's one of the reasons of that. Another reason is I really like the
Ciao, y'all.
Esatto. Another reason I really like the South of the United States. I mean, Texas. It's one of my dreams. Going there.
I was saying, oh mine, now I want to see their faces.
Posso dire,
Sorry,
da
we like
casa
in the
di
north center. Just kidding.
Well, you're amongst a bunch of Midwesterners primarily, but you do have a few Texans in the group here, Gaetano. So
Oh, good, good. I will talk to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, but you need
No.
to come to, you need to come to America. You got people here now. You got some in
Yeah.
Omaha and you
Yeah.
got one in Texas.
Yeah. I hope
you actually have
I hope
three in
really
Texas.
soon. Yeah. I told you were.
It's a funny, crazy family. I didn't tell you at the beginning, but here we are.
We're all related.
Yep. We're all cousins here.
Yeah, I know it's a bit strange from an Italian guy from the south, like those kind of things like this. But thanks to YouTube, thanks to Google, I really discovered a word that I really liked. So, for example, country music for me is really peaceful. I imagine that countryside, so it gives me really peaceful moments. So, and you know, I really like the story of the United States. I made I don't remember how to say it.
Say it in Italian.
A thesis. My graduation thesis I made on racism in the United States. I made panoramic of the history of the racism in the United States since the beginning of discovery of the United States till the Donald Trump came as a president in 2016.
Wow.
So I really like that. I really like the music, the TV series. I'm half American, but I cannot get the citizenship.
Half a heart.
Yes.
We
Sure.
should apply to obtain a citizenship of honor.
Yeah, why not? I mean,
Right.
I will
So
accept it.
Gaetano, since we are a genealogy group, I do want to share my screen for a minute and show you that
Yeah.
website that I gave you in the chat log.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the Facebook page that Nick was talking about, the dual U.S. Italian citizenship.
Okay.
And you have that URL in the chat log. But so I created this, it's a page on what's called Family Search, and it's called Carlentini Syracuse Genealogy. And the URL is also in the chat log for you.
Yeah.
But you know, I used some of the things that were already online at Family Search to create this, but then I added some custom features for Carlentini. And so, you know, just some Wikipedia information about Carlentini. The main fact in terms of our connection is that many people from Carlentini immigrated to Omaha, Nebraska. So then I talk about Italians of Omaha, which there's actually a book called Italians of Omaha, which is linked right here. And it explains this process of chain migration, which occurred. A couple of brothers, Sebastiano Salerno and his brother Joseph, were instrumental in bringing people to Omaha because, of course, labor was needed. And so with genealogy, knowing your town of origin is sort of essential. That's kind of what this is all about. And then there's two major sources, civil registration records, which I'm sure you're aware of, and also church records. So this is just some boilerplate that comes from Family Search. Boilerplate is a term that just means something that was already there that I copied. Okay, so then I link to the main sources of records, which the primary source that we've been using for the decades, the last 30 years that I've been working on, is Family Search. And we used to have to do microfilm, but now they've digitized all the microfilm. So it's accessible. But what we were up against was that some of it was restricted to only being available in what are called family history centers. And so we would have to go to they're basically little rooms that are in the Mormon churches where they do their family history work, but it's open to the public. And they have all of the films for Carlentini. So like if you click on this link, for example, it'll take you into the catalog for Family Search. And this is the catalog record. And it shows that the Carlentini records were done on 32 rolls of microfilm, bobine di microfilm. And so as you scroll down, you'll see that each microfilm covers certain periods and certain types of records, whether they be Nati or whatever. And okay, so this little lock thing means that that's something that you would have to go visit at a Family Search
Center.
Yeah, Family History Center. So so then when you're logged in, when you have an account, you can scroll down to the bottom and you can see there's certain of these that are unlocked, like the birth records for 1900 to 1910. But everything pretty much prior to 1900, you had to go to a Family History Center for. Well, now with the benefit of what's called the Portali Antenati, we have access to these records through this website, which it's an Italian website. I actually have it set up so that it's in English, but you can do it in Italian. You can also do it in Portuguese, interestingly enough.
Silvana, ci sei?
Sì, sì, ho chiuso il video perché lo sto guardando molto da vicino.
So that is linked off of our main Carlentini page.
Quindi questo lo può vedere chiunque, voglio dire.
But I created I created a bookmark for myself where I just click here and it'll take me right into the records of Carlentini, which it's broken down into these two fonds, Stato Civile delle Restaurazioni, which is everything prior to the nation of Italy, and Stato Civile Italiano, which is everything after the nation of Italy. And
ma che significa Stato Civile della
Restaurazione? Sort of browse it based
Stato
on year.
unificata d'Italia, 1861, prima e dopo.
So in this case, you can browse the entire collection of Carlentini records that are available on this website. What's interesting though is it shows like 7 for 1865 and it only shows 2 for 1899 because there are, for 1865 you have a variety of different types. See these typologies over here? These are all the different typologies that are available. And there is still a gap here between 1899 to 1943 where you have to rely on Family Search.
A big gap, yeah.
So it's kind of what we would call a patchwork. There's a piece here, there's a piece over here, and there's another piece over here.
But all of these records are free online, which is better than Ancestry.com,
Right.
which is a pay-for service.
Yes, but there are advantages to each of those sites. And one of the things that I have found most interesting, here's an example of a record that I downloaded from a family history center. It's the 1829, June 24th, Junio 24.
Nick, how much do they charge in Ancestry.com for a year?
I think the annual subscription for the international collection, which would give you access to their Syracuse records, and they do have them for other provinces as well. But that, I believe, is around $300. Is that right, Jim?
Yes.
You could go for $40 a month if you want to pay monthly.
If you pay monthly, it's about $40 a month.
While
So you
while
could-
Family Search is less expensive or is completely for free?
Completely for free.
Okay, Ancestry,
but
Family
they
Search,
are-
and then the other one is Antenati, right?
Right.
And Antenati is free, and it fills in all of the gap that the other two do not have available, which is
I see.
So I got this record, this death record. Dean Badiato helped me to identify the fact that there was a marriage for this man's son. And within the marriage, sometimes they're called allegati, sometimes they're called procesetti, but within that collection of records, because this man's son remarried, he had to provide documentation of his father's death and his grandfather's death. So this actually, the first time I saw it was an extract. Anyway, but but then it keyed me into the fact that there was an actual death record. So I went and I went to a family history center and I downloaded it. So this image is much better than what you can download off of Antenati. That's one of the advantages of
The quality, you mean? The quality of
the resolution. They don't allow you to download images on Antenati. You can take a snapshot.
È più chiaro Antenati?
Silvana, scusami, Nick diceva che praticamente su Antenati e Family Search, che sono gratuiti, su Antenati non puoi scaricare delle immagini, invece Ancestry la qualità è molto più alta, però questo qua costa $300 all'anno.
Immagino. Invece quello
è molto costoso, però ti permette di poter scaricare, avere questi documenti anche in alta risoluzione, sì.
Ho capito.
Yeah,
So anyway, I'm glad I went ahead
Ma
and
io chiedo qua
downloaded
solo per
these images
curiosità, penso
already.
che Antenati va bene.
Nick, one quick thing on your records on from Antenati, try to rotate them and then enlarge them. Just give that a shot to see if you can get the full image that you're looking for.
Well, I can, but it's like I have to take multiple snapshots. Whereas
that's why I'm saying rotate it 90 degrees.
Oh, okay.
And give that a shot to see if you can capture the whole thing in one shot.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea. Thank you. So the other thing I wanted to bring up here was this was I was communicating with my cousin, Panuccia Randazzo, and she was talking about her dad, and her dad has Alzheimer's, and they live on the Via Porta Siracusa.
Close to my aunt. Okay.
And Angelo Randazzo lives below her, and she lives above. So they have a caregiver that comes in the morning. So anyway, we were talking about Angelo, and I was thinking, and I noticed that he had moved, to her address, which is Via Porta Siracusa. And then I was looking at this record, and I saw, oh yeah, Strada Porta Siracusa.
Che la nipotina di Angelo Randazzo, il suo cugino, è una delle amiche più care di mia figlia, perché sono state a scuola insieme.
Michela?
No, si
Michela
chiama Carla.
Martin?
Carla Fuccio, la figlia di Silvana Randazzo, si chiama Carla Fuccio. E con mia figlia sono state insieme a scuola, dall'asilo fino al quinto liceo.
E questa è la nipote di Alfio Randazzo.
La nipote, sì. La figlia di Silvana.
The granddaughter of your cousin, the daughter of Alfio Randazzo, is one of the best friend of Silvana's daughter. They grow up together, elementary school, middle school, they made all the schools together.
Carla si chiama, Carla Fuccio.
Carla Fuccio is her name. Living, yep.
Già tua.
Here she
Eccola.
is. Vedi? Ci mette 3 secondi. Pazzesco. Mannaggia, non mi sto trovando. Ah, so beautiful this picture. Gaetano, guarda che sono belle le carlentinesi, Look how beautiful are the ladies. Are the girls in Carlentini, Gaetano.
Carla è quella con la camicia a righe.
Belle tutte e due.
Silvana è al centro, che è la mamma, visto Silvana?
So Carla is the one with the black and white shirt. Yeah? No, the one on the left. The one on the left.
This is Carla?
She's
Yes,
Carla.
Carla.
Yeah.
Carla Puccio.
Yes, it's that one.
And this is Chiara, I think, here. And
L'altra si chiama Chiara.
And this is Roberta.
Una Chiara e l'altra si chiama Claudia. Sono 3 sorelle.
Yeah, here we go. Left to right. Claudia is
Poi
here.
con Silvana ci vediamo tutti i giorni perché lavora.
And this is Angelo's wife, Antonina Ruma.
Gaetano, Silvana lavora nella scuola elementare di Carlentini, quindi lei da 40 anni conosce
di sostegno.
Lei è il nostro Facebook vivente, praticamente.
Immagino.
È incredibile, si ricorda tutto, figlia della sorella, della zia, tutti si ricorda, incredibile.
Bene o male.
Also married a Ruma, where's the Fuccio come in?
Where's the what?
The Randazzo married a Ruma, where's Fuccio?
Silvana married Fuccio.
Fuccio, sì, Massimo Fuccio.
Massimo is her husband.
Sì, Massimo Fuccio.
There's Silvana.
Sì.
There's Silvana
con
and
le
her
sue
girls.
figlie. Con le sue figlie.
I thought I had a picture of Massimo somewhere.
Non hai la foto di Massimo?
Yeah, I do.
Mi fanno impazzire quando Silvana gli parla in inglese e nel frattempo Nick risponde in italiano. Cioè dopo un anno si capiscono, una cosa pazzesca. Non hai la foto di Massimo? Yes, I do.
Eleonora?
Yeah.
This is, I think, what Nick is showing.
Sheila.
Hi. One of the advantages of Ancestry is you can put a lot of additional stuff that you have, like these pictures or notes or stories. It doesn't have to be an official document.
Yeah. Okay, so you can make your own album of important moments with a chronology. So it becomes a way to say stories, let's say, to tell stories, right?
Correct. And anything you put out there yourself, even when your membership with Ancestry expires, all of that stuff is still out there and is still available to you. You just lose the ability to do the additional research or look at the documents that were saved only by hints from Ancestry.
What I really find very, very interesting in Ancestry is that today there are so many users, so there are so many informations, and the part of the test, I find it very interesting because it gives you the possibility to get a test and eventually get connected with a relative. So as soon as I will put my feet in the United States, because they don't deliver a test to Sicily, this is the first thing that I will do. I will buy a test and I will make it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
and
because
I'm one of those that I have my membership. I pay for a certain amount of time. I wait for it to go on sale. And then I'll
it's
buy
like $99, something like this, when there are offers.
Yeah, for
Ciao,
DNA.
Tammy.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's probably
Okay.
enough of me wandering around the internet. But just to kind of show you the power of what we have and what we are doing, that website will give you a lot of more details of what we've been up to. It's been revolutionized by the Portali Antenati, though, now that we have access from home.
Yeah, it's true.
So, okay, some of our Carlentini genealogy goals that we've been talking about, and I'll just type a few of them. Probably one of the big things, and Silvana's already mentioned it too, is access to church records. That's probably pretty high on the list. A next one, of course, would be the 1893 to 1899 death records, which we've mentioned that numerous times. There's a gap in our death records. I mean, some of the things that I would kind of like to do, and I don't know if everybody, well, probably a real big one, and I'm not quite sure how we motivate Italians to take pictures in the cemetery, but more cemetery pictures. I get pictures from Americans who go to the cemetery and take pictures. I don't get it. I mean, if I ask my relatives to go and take a picture, they will do it.
They will never.
No,
Yeah,
they do it. They do it. Some of them don't, but most of them have been pretty responsive to my request.
Yeah, ask them to move the flowers though.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, move the flowers before you
So
take the
Gaetano,
picture.
this is another thing that we are trying to do. Nick made a website called Find a Grave. So we are digitalizing the maps of the cemeteries. So people being in the United States, they can put down the name of their family and relatives who are in the cemetery in Sicily. And then they can see where is the grave, they can see the picture, and maybe one day we will be able even to send the flowers, to add the services, to clean the grave services that will be paid from people all over. For example, this is our biggest fear. If, for example, the grave expires and nobody pays the tax, the city hall can move them, putting all the bones inside nell'ossario comunale, nella fossa comune. So obviously we don't want that it will happen to our relatives. So this is a way to, let's say, give an eye when they will expire as well, to be constantly in contact with them.
Eleonora, questo servizio esiste anche al contrario in America, per esempio, perché mia mamma ha un fratello che è sepolto in America, che non ha mai visto più per la tomba, assolutamente nulla.
So Silvana, she's asking if this thing exists already in the United States, so the opposite, because her mom, she has a brother who died in the United States, so she would like to know if she's able to find the grave to show her at least the picture of the grave. In the United States, are all the cemeteries organized with a website and a virtual version of the cemetery as well?
So this is the main search page. Does she know the name?
Ti ricordi il nome di questo?
Della città dove era mio zio?
Anche il nome di tuo zio, no?
Il nome di mio zio, certo. Riggio Sebastiano.
Riggio R. Sebastiano, I'm sorry. And then the last name R-I-G-G-I-O. Bravissimo.
Dov'è?
Allora, New Britain, Connecticut.
Come la maggior parte della gente di Melilli e dintorni.
E infatti mio zio era di Villasmondo.
Infatti.
Aveva parenti lì, le zie. Lui se n'è andato perché c'erano le sue zie.
Te l'ha trovato, Silvana?
Sì, sì.
Ora ti mando la foto su WhatsApp.
So he was born in 1934 and he died in 1966.
Nel 1966, 31 ottobre del 66, questo me lo ricordo. È giusto?
Sì, aspetta che ora ti mando subito la foto.
Okay, so let me.
Il 1° novembre del 68.
I'm gonna put the link in the.
Io mi ricordavo del 66.
Copiati, aspetta, ce la fai?
Il link in chat log.
Copia messaggio. Ok.
Bravo.
Solo che sono col
incolli in
telefono.
una nota.
The answer to your question is yes, yes,
nella
yes.
chat con me su WhatsApp, come se me lo volessi mandare a me, così ti rimane memorizzato.
Aspetta, devo fare una cosa.
Quindi questa è un'altra cosa interessante che gli americani fanno, ad esempio, non lo so se te, Gaetano, ti capita mai di avere richieste di gente che cerca le tombe.
Actually, no. Actually,
no. Actually,
no.
Not yet.
Not yet, not yet.
Comunque io quella foto ce l'avevo perché quando è morto mio zio, mia nonna era in America e quando è tornato ha portato anche quella foto della tomba, ma non solo, io ho anche la foto di mio zio dentro la bara. Figurati, tutto truccato come si usa in America. Guarda,
Do you put the makeup on dead people?
Sì. C'era la bara che era aperta per metà e si vedeva il viso.
Do you put makeup on dead people even nowadays? Why?
Sì, lo fanno.
On dead people, yeah.
I have goosebumps in my head.
My grandfather was a mortician and a funeral director, and one of the practices is to have what they call an open casket, which, you know, the people will walk by, you know, there'll be a service.
But you're dead. You cannot look nice.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have professional people who put makeup on dead people. Yeah.
Okay.
Dad!
it's a baby around. There are weird things in Sicily, like
C'è una voce di bambino.
the, like
Yeah.
that we expose the bodies.
Downstairs.
And,
Cuz, come on.
it's the Nick's daughter.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I had to mute her. I know she was a joy to behold, but
Yeah. So, for example, we expose the bodies in the bed where they used to sleep, and a lot of people from that moment on, like if it's the wife who passes away, the husband doesn't want to sleep in that bed anymore, and the opposite. So we have weird stuff as well. Anyway.
yeah. Well, I mean,
66.
there was a book that was written by this woman named Jessica Mitford called The American Way of Death.
Hai visto?
And,
L'ho
and
memorizzato.
it sort
Bravo.
of ripped open the story of funerals, and you know how the prices of funerals were so terribly expensive, and so it sort of moved a lot of people towards what do you call it?
It's on Amazon.
Cremation?
Cremation.
Pensa Eleonora che io sapevo che mio zio era nato il 24 giugno, invece qua c'è scritto 23 giugno.
My grandfather was not a big fan of Jessica Mitford.
I bet not.
Yeah, that,
So she
that hurt
wrote
their
a
business
book
quite a bit.
about the cremation, these kind of things.
Cremation has
I
become,
always,
I think,
I always learn new things with you.
yeah,
It's every
cremation is
week a
probably the
surprise.
most popular form of handling of remains at this point.
Eleonora, sai, mia nonna mi diceva quando è tornata che a mio zio avevano fatto un trattamento tale che fino a 2 anni dalla sepoltura, volendo, se si riesumava la bara, era ancora intatto. E mia nonna aveva una fissazione, guarda, si raccoglieva i soldi perché doveva andare in America a vedere suo figlio, cioè ti dico, impressionante.
So
Sarà vera
it
questa
seems
cosa?
when Silvana's mother came back from the United States, she was
No, mia nonna, mia nonna.
the grandmother. She was saving money because in the United States they told her that her son received so many treatments that if in 2 years they were going to open the grave, the body was still there, like intact. So she was like, I want to save money, so maybe I can go back and see my son again. So she has this
no, non è successo poi perché
then she never went back, but she remembers this thing. Then
sì,
she passed
mia nonna
away.
poi è morta nel 71.
Nick
Dopo
stava
5 anni.
condividendo, so her grandmother died in the 71. Nick stava condividendo questo libro di questa signora che si trova anche su Amazon, che si intitola Le maniere americane di morire.
Ah, ecco, infatti. Poi un'altra cosa che mi raccontava mia nonna, stranissima.
Spiega tutti questi particolari usanze che hanno loro là, ma come d'altronde è strano da noi che esponiamo il corpo morto nel letto dove quello ha dormito tutta la vita, e se ancora il coniuge è vivo, faccia
ma poi
dormire
mio zio, se hai fatto caso, mio zio è morto il 1° novembre e quindi lì era la festa di Halloween. Perché la fanno dal 31, sì, 31 e l'1, insomma, c'è la data è un po' particolare.
E quindi poi l'hanno seppellito dopo?
No, venivano i bambini in casa e a chiedere dolcetto, scherzetto, quindi mia nonna ci raccontò quando tornò, che lì era carnevale, cioè, no, noi allora non sapevamo nulla di tutte queste cose.
Okay, so this is another interesting story. Sina that her uncle passed away on November 1st, during the night of October 31st and November 1st, her grandmother, she was shocked while she was there because she said there was the deaf person in the middle of the house and there were kids coming all dressed like, because there is the carnival over there. but because they had no idea about Halloween. So when she came back, she described this strange
noi non sapevamo neanche che
habit
esisteva
as
Halloween.
a carnival in the evening while there was the death body in the middle of the house. So that's at the time we weren't aware
Era
about those.
Era carnevale, diceva. Lì era
It
carnevale.
was carnival. It was carnival. So strange. In effetti non aveva tutti i torti tua nonna. In che anni è che c'è andata lei là?
Era il 66 quando è morto.
It was 1966.
Mia nonna c'è andata praticamente nel 64 perché è stata lì per 2 anni.
So her grandmother went there in the 64 and in the 66 she was still there. And obviously in Sicily we had no idea about Halloween in the 60s. Absolutely. Ok.
Non capevamo. Poi diceva che lui si faceva una shower. Boh.
A shower.
La doccia.
La doccia, a shower.
La doccia.
Sì.
Noi guardavamo straniti, bambini. No?
Riguardo a questo, ultimamente ho visto una bellissima serie TV con la moglie di Zingaretti, con Luisa Ranieri, La vita promessa, già te ne avevo parlato, guardala se puoi, su Rai Play. Okay, so that's another topic. Rai Play, I don't know why it doesn't work in the United States, but there are so many nice fictions about this topic. I just finished a TV series talking about a family from Sicily who moved to Naples, and then after so many troubles, they were able to get in the boat and then get to Ellis Island where they misunderstood their name. I have never heard of this story. So rather than being a Carizzo, they became a Rizzo in the United States. And then they moved in the 1921. So it talks about the evolution of the women at the time, the way people from Sicily, they had to manage with mafia in Little Italy in New York, how they made a fortune. So it's a nice movie about this topic in 8 TV series, in 8 episodes. Look who is here, the new generation. Hello. Ciao, Gibilisco. Ciao, little Gibilisco.
Hello.
Come ti chiami?
Italian?
Oh my.
What's your name, little girl?
Maggie.
Hi, Maggie.
Ciao.
She's the new Italian one.
Yeah, she's taking lessons with Erica. That's
Quanti
Erica.
anni fa?
Ciao, io sono la mamma di Erika.
That's Erica's mom. Yep, Silvana.
How old are you?
How old are you?
Maggie, you're Maggie. Ciao.
In Nove? Nove? Yeah.
So are you doing Duolingo?
No, she was part of Sherry's pilot program with Erica, and they were learning. There was about, I don't know, how many kids were in your class? 7 kids or so that they started, and then
with the Italian lessons.
Hopefully
Nice.
Erica liked it a lot, and she's gonna continue to teach. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So
Who
there's
knows?
a free app called Duolingo. My granddaughters are doing Spanish, and I'm trying to convince them to do Italian, but they haven't been.
They prefer Spanish.
Preferiscono lo spagnolo.
Eh sì.
Let us know when you do adult lessons.
Right.
So, yeah.
Francesca does those every now and then.
Fall. Maybe in the fall we will start back with our
Allora dico a Erika
activities.
che ho conosciuto Maggie.
Sì. Yeah. We just finished my sister. There were 5 or 6, maybe 7, I don't know. In the fall, we would like to go back to our projects because from this moment on, we will be more focused on the trip in August, coming there in July, and then when you have to be here in August. And then in the fall, the idea is to start with lessons about, it will be more discussions, learning and discoveries about culture. So it could be sometimes mythology, sometimes it could be a proverb, sometimes it could be geography, art, architecture, the story of a family, a recipe, things about curiosities to know each other better.
Ok. Senti Eleonora, ormai che ci siamo, potresti chiedere a Nick se per esempio c'è un servizio per mettere i fiori sulla tomba?
Is there a service to put the flowers on the grave over there, seeing that you are 50 years
Tipo quella là di
ahead?
mio zio, perché mia mamma sarebbe felicissima se qualcuno potrebbe portare i fiori
Because she would like
sulla
to
tomba di
send
suo
the
fratello.
flowers to that grave.
I think you probably could just do a florist and ask the florist to
In
deliver to the
effetti
grave.
dice potresti contattare direttamente un fioraio e chiedergli dove andare e dove mettere i fiori pagando questo servizio di consegna.
Un fiorista di
vicino
di
sì.
New Britain, diciamo, della città.
Certo. We look for a florist in New Britain.
Nick è già pronto.
Vedi Gaetano, puoi essere una al secondo perché ogni tanto ci sono altre richieste.
Di tutto e di più.
Caretaker at the cemetery, they might be able to help you as well.
Yeah.
The caretaker of the cemetery.
Yes,
how
they might
we
tell you how it can get done.
So I suppose that if we look for the name of the cemetery online, there is a section with contacts, right?
A name and an email address, and you should be able to
Dice che un'altra maniera potrebbe essere andare nel sito del cimitero. Sicuramente ci sarà una sezione contatti e probabilmente ci sono le email dei custodi del cimitero. E i custodi possono fare questa cosa.
Ma in America si usa portare i fiori nelle tombe o è una cosa tipicamente italiana?
No, certo che si fanno i fiori freschi.
So
do
I
you
just put the
bring
address,
flowers
the
to the
name and the
graves?
address of the cemetery. I just put that in the chat log for you, Silvana. What they would do is, the florists know how to do this, but if you contact a florist and let them know that you want to put flowers on a grave, then they will contact the cemetery office and get the location of the grave, or they may even actually give them to the cemetery office and ask them to place it. I'm not sure how that part works, but I'm pretty sure it can be done.
Some cemeteries have their own floral shop, because I know that every year I call Californian to my mother's cemetery, to their flower shop, and they'll deliver the flowers for me.
Gino.
Ah, quindi lo fanno, no, il fiorista lo fa, ho capito.
Sì. Stasera c'è stato Frank Messina che è stato silenziosissimo. Lui è il nostro membro più adulto, 94 anni, si ricorda tutto, un architetto della California. Frank, are you there?
Vorrei farlo incontrare con mio nipote che è architetto anche lui.
I mentioned you a couple of days ago because I had a member of the group, couple of members from San Francisco, and then I said one of my paesani, of people of my village, made a beautiful palazzi in your city, San Francisco's Bay. You are unmuted.
San Francisco Bay, that's my city.
As well, yeah.
Qual è questo numero?
Non lo so, probabilmente qualche numero di telefono di qualche cimitero. Va bene, stasera abbiamo fatto pochissimo a livello di ricerche genealogiche vive, però abbiamo imparato tantissimo.
Ah, questo è il numero di telefono del cimitero. Ho capito, è per me questo messaggio.
Erica could call them, or if you want, I'll call them.
Se vuoi li può chiamare Nick o se può chiamare Erika anche.
Sì, e intanto io me lo prendo qua, me lo sto conservando.
Ok.
E così nel caso in cui mia mamma lo vuole fare, glielo dico.
Ok.
Che lei ci tiene ogni anno a portare i fiori a tutti, ancora a sua mamma, a Villa Smundo, a tutti quanti.
Sì, che carina. Beh, ora 94 anni pure tua mamma.
93 mia mamma.
93, e quindi ci può stare.
Sì.
Fantastica. Ok. Thank you, Gaetano, for being with us tonight.
Thank you. It was
you so
a
much.
really pleasure to be with you. You are really, really organized. You did a great job with all this I've seen tonight. So congratulations to everyone. I will speak with my boss about all this, and next time I will let you know what we can
Penso
do.
che sarebbe interessante questo rapporto con te, Gaetano.
I hope
Ti
that
volevo
you
chiedere
felt
una
like
cosa, io conosco, ho un
because
amico a
now we
Ragusa
are a
che si chiama,
family.
ho un amico a
Eccellente,
Ragusa che si
signor.
chiama Eccellente signora. Hai messo l'accento siciliano.
Eccellente, signora.
Eccellente.
Nick, as soon as you put your feet in Sicily, anytime you will make a call, you have to introduce yourself. Nick Cimino sono.
Cimino sono.
With the verb to be at the end. Yeah, this is a very
Montalbano
Sicilian
sono.
way, like the Inspector Montalbano. So you call Nick Cimino sono.
Montalbano.
People, they will laugh. They will laugh.
Gaetano, io conosco un signore a Ragusa che si chiama Ennio Burrafato. Tu lo conosci per caso?
No, di cosa si occupa?
Il papà aveva un grande negozio hanno un grande negozio di abbigliamento a Ragusa. Giorgio e Ennio Burrafato. Ma il negozio come si chiama?
No.
Strano, perché sono conosciuti a Ragusa. Sono molto
Se mi
conosciuti.
dice il nome del negozio, magari collego la
il nome del
persona,
negozio tu non lo
così
sai? No, non se lo ricorda mio marito, perché mio marito ha un negozio e lui fa anche il rappresentante, quindi ogni tanto faceva, ormai non lo fa. Lo conosciamo da tanti anni. Ma sono di famiglia, prima il papà, ora i fratelli.
Indaghi.
Indagherà.
Indaghi
penso
la
che
prossima volta magari capiamo.
A Ragusa è conosciuto Ennio e suo fratello.
Ok.
Va bene. È stata una bella serata.
Sì.
Okay, well, thank you all for coming, and especially thank you to Gaetano for coming. And
it was a pleasure.
The time always goes so fast, and we never get to talk about everything we want to talk about, but there's always
we
next
haven't
week.
we haven't done a program so far. We go with the flow.
That's right. We go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
And we love our special guests.
Yes, thank you, Gaetano. Appreciate it.
Yeah, grazie Nick for the Facebook group as well. I think it will be very helpful. And thank you everybody as always to be here.
Yes, thank you to Nick Gibolisco for being our
Ci vediamo la prossima volta.
citizenship
Speriamo che riesco a convincere Santo Sapienza, perché io ancora convinto che lui non ha parenti in America.
Santo Sapienza? Abbiamo solo 150 Sapienza. C'è Jim Beckham
E
che
così
ha
evidente
solo
che
nel suo albero genealogico, noi lo usiamo come albero madre, lo chiamiamo l'albero di Jim. Ha 40.000 persone solo di Carlentini,
allora,
35.000 su Sapienza.
Io ho capito che lui con questo suo nonno Sapienza non aveva un bel rapporto.
E quindi non moltisti di parenti.
Ma lui non sa quasi niente di questi parenti Sapienza, perché me l'ha spiegato, ma mio nonno sai, poi si sono separati qua e là. Ma non mi ha detto mai niente, io però non ne ho parenti.
Ma Santo Sapienza chi è? È parente di qualcuno di qua? Che l'abbiamo
parente di Conny Mancano, sai quella ricerca che ho fatto lì col certificato? Lui tu lo conosci, è il bidello del liceo scientifico, sicuramente lo conosci. Forse conoscete tu. Il signor Sapienza, giusto? Allora mi dice, ma io Ma io però non l'ho saputo mai che ho parenti in America. Ci ho detto, ma guarda, quelli non sono i fratelli di tuo nonno, quindi se tu magari tuo nonno non l'hai conosciuto bene, i suoi fratelli, figurati, non sapere niente.
Va
Questi ci
bene.
sono tuoi parenti, ci devi
Vedremo.
credere.
So before we go, I just want to say hello to
dinamica.
Frank Messina. How are you doing there in California?
I'm doing fine. Thank you, Nick. I'm still having trouble with this. Trying just to get on, but I'm preparing.
Frank, you did it.
I need
And
some
you're
help.
on your side.
Pardon? Yeah, I
You're
know.
on your side.
I know that. Gosh, that's great. Whatever. I came on as a last resort. My son-in-law, who was a teacher, a high school teacher, passed away. He had dementia, and so he was 78. And of course, I'm 94. But anyway, so we're going to have the
Ma
wait.
lui ha qualche contatto con gli architetti di Carlentini per caso?
Frank, do you
Conosce
have some contacts with architects in Carlentini?
I was an architect, yes.
Do you have
But-
some contact with some architect in
No,
Carlentini?
I've been
Non la sento.
twice. But I've now been, Nick knows, and I retired in 92. I have 3 daughters. One is a makeup artist in Hollywood, and the other one is a psychologist, and the other one is a writer for a medical company. She's the youngest, and it's her husband that passed away. And unfortunately, that's the only daughter that presented me with a grandchild. And it's another girl. So I just closed down my business 30 years ago, and I'm still here. I became a farmer for a while. I was raising grapefruit and avocados. And I did that for about 10 years, and I hurt my back. But I'm still alive. I'm not sure that's good or bad, but I go to a senior center that's supposed to help me run the computer and all of this, but they're not very good, or I'm not very good knowing how to do it. But eventually, I've been on.
Frank, either us, we are not able how to build a building as you did. We have no idea.
I did buildings in Silicon Valley for the last 45 years, 50 years, housing HP, Hewlett Packard. Then I did Hewlett Packard's house, designed his home for him. I did about 40 buildings down there, but I've done a lot more all over California, a lot of homes, and that's it.
Proud to be part of your family.
We're so happy to have you.
Oh, thanks, Nick.
Proud to know that a Sicilian made the difference over there. So thank you.
Well, thank you for having me. But my dad and my mom were born, my dad in Lentini, and he was a barber there with my granddad. But and my grandpa died in 1917 in the flu. My dad, when he was 18, he moved first to New York and then to Omaha, Nebraska, and met my mother. My mother came here when she was 7. Her name is Grasso, And
Grasso, of course, we have a lot of grasso.
Lo sai, io avevo un professore a scuola che si chiamava Messina.
Yeah, I'm the only one left of the
Chissà che non è suo parente.
Yeah, I had 4 uncles, and of course the oldest boy was always Frank.
Okay, so Silvana, she had
a Messina. My brother's name was Sylvester. So
Frank Silvana, she had a teacher, and his name was Messina when she was at the elementary school. Was one of your uncles maybe a teacher? I'm sorry, at the high school. Was one of your uncles a teacher?
Qualche cugino, perché all'età su per giù è come la sua.
In the Grasso family, no, he was not.
No, Messina.
Oh, no, I don't believe I had a Messina that was a teacher.
No, non sono loro.
I had an older brother, Sylvester. I had a sister named Nellie, and she was married to a Commento. My sister Rosary was a Johnson. And then there was me.
Sì, perché poi le sorelle si sono spostate e hanno preso i cognomi dei mariti, ma deve essere qualche magari fratello sì, maybe some cousin,
sì, perché l'età del professore che avevo io su per giù era come la sua, la stessa età sua.
Yeah, because the age of the teacher that she had at that time, it should be your age nowadays. More or less. Okay, so big family. I hug you all. See you next week as always. Nick, would you like to end up? Thank you for everything. No, Nick Cimino is here.
I think it's time to go ahead and close out the meeting. So I'm going to end the meeting for all. So fine per tutti.
See you next week. Alla prossima settimana. Ciao.
Ciao a tutti. Alla prossima. Ciao.